Well, hello, welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and welcome back to my show, episode number 23. We have a lot to talk about today. Lots over today. A lot of memes, a lot of content, and most important, I need to start with a couple important things to announce. Maybe it's not an announcement. Let me check if everything is here. We are live right now on YouTube, the Jesus Enrique Rosas channel, on X, Kinesics, and on Rumble, and the Jesus Enrique Rosas channel as well. And regarding this, I need to make something really clear. I need to announce. We did yesterday. We did on episode 22. We did this test, and I don't wanted to talk about certain topics that I have identified what YouTube doesn't like. So it's nice that we can be streaming through 3 platforms, but one of these platforms is not like the others in the sense that after all the tests that I did with my Power Pundit channel, that's one, and the tests that I have done with this show, with the topics, well, there are at least 4 topics at least. There might be at least a couple more that I cannot talk about on YouTube without being throttled in the sense that my live stream is, let's say not recommended to everybody, or it's demonetized, or maybe it's downgraded with the monetization. It comes from green to yellow. We have some advertisers might have some problems with this, or flat out censorship. Not gonna complain. That is the terms of conditions of YouTube. I have a lot to thank YouTube, but for topics like this, whenever I talk about big pharma, whatever I talk about men cosplaying as women, whenever I talk about the invasion of so many Western countries, or whenever I talk about PDF files, well, something happens to my outrage. So we can all be happy. I just encourage you to follow me on Rumble and X. In the description of this show, you will see that there's my X account, very important. And if you want to just make sure to watch my show and make sure to watch the unfiltered part of my show, and maybe you want to dedicate that to a video platform, then Rumble is the way. You will find in the description of this video the link, if you're on YouTube, the link to my Rumble show, and I strongly encourage you to go there. I have like 60,000 followers on Rumble. I know that I can grow there, and X is another option as well. Whichever you prefer, that would be nice, but it's something that I realized I had to do. It's something that I need to do. I have to move forward. At least we can still have some, edgy memes. I try to be fair with my memes. I try to bring you the best humor. And when I was thinking about this, now that Mitch McConnell is trending for all the wrong reasons, I remember this some time ago, and I tweeted that again. Nobody, absolutely no one, Mitch McConnell at a press conference. Yeah, you know that. I remember that I made a video analysis about Mitch McConnell freezing. I got like 400,000 views on that analysis. It was very fun to do. Very fun to do. Like these memes of RFK, Glitch McConnell. Oh my God, I'm stealing that, CW. I'm absolutely stealing that. You can be sure that I will be stealing that. Let me see. Something here. All right. I just wanted to add you as a moderator. POV, you go downstairs in the middle of the night for a bowl of Fruit Loops. No, you don't do it. You don't do it. It's like I don't know if you know about Brian Johnson, this guy of the blueprint, the vampire who wants to live forever, has the don't die. Maybe at some point I should be talking about him. I should be talking about those topics as well. And he has a very rough stance. His dinner is at 11 a.m. This is I would talk about Brian Johnson at some point. But also, we are going to be getting some of this stuff. What if ultra-processed foods aren't as bad as you think? What if those chemicals are not bad for you after all? Why are you doing all this stuff? So many of you asking if I'm on X. Yes, I'm on X. I'm here. You can find it in the link in the description. And I don't know, I'm sure that you remember this clip, that not a clip. This is a photo that we analyzed, that we were making fun of. But Justin Hart, I want to just highlight that Justin Hart is the author of the thing that we're about to watch. And you know that I find AI especially fun for memes. You know that now you can make animation. You can animate any photo into something absolutely made up. And Justin Hart made various versions of this that are so, this is every single one of these versions was just amazing. Then they have the raining French fries. This is the crazy clown as well. All this is artificial. Those are the raining French fries. This is full artificial intelligence shenanigans. This is so fun to watch, but at the same time, this is getting out of hand. This is getting to some levels in which I saw this and what is this? This is so cool. And the thing is, it is getting, it's still uncanny, right? It's still really, can be unsettling in so many ways, but it's getting so perfect. It's like 1 year ago, we couldn't have even like a subtle movement of the camera, and now we have this. It's like only 1 year from now, we don't know what we will have, what kind of crazy stuff we will get. And sometimes you don't need AI to get crazy stuff. Sometimes you get crazy stuff out of real life. You see here Katie Couric wildly frustrated with Kamala Harris word salad answers. Answer the goddamn question, please. Oh, this is so fun. This is so fun. Let's see her talking about this. I'm interested because I want to mention another regular of this show afterwards.
I also felt that, and again, I think she really did well in so many areas. And
which ones? So many areas. We don't know which areas, but so many areas she did well.
But I was frustrated by her inability to really succinctly answer questions.
That is really bad because all those interviews were just a mess. I'm not gonna complain. I had a great time with Kamala. Not gonna lie.
Jen, and to kind of like if she was asked about changing the Supreme Court at that CNN town hall, she had an opportunity to talk about ethics and what Alito and Clarence Thomas were doing, and she answered like in one sentence, and then like went on to something that had nothing to do with the question.
Wow, finally someone says it. It would have been helpful, Katie, if you said that before the elections, but nobody dared. This is the problem with the hive mind. Nobody dared to question the narrative. Nobody dared to question the narrative. And you know,
people notice that, and it's like, answer the goddamn question, please.
I mean, answer the goddamn questions. So this is Katie Couric. And you remember that we talked about Katie Couric a few months ago, not in this channel, but in the Royal Rogue channel, when she was interviewing, or she was in this panel with Meghan Markle. I mean, I have to say this. that at least Meghan Markle was more eloquent than Kamala Harris, and that is saying something. So we need to give Meghan a chance. I think that she should be the next candidate for California governor. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Go for it, Meghan. Go for it. There is one clip that was shared today by Revealing the Narc on X, and was this clip. I don't know if you remember this, but I was finding out that the Markle claw, and I said that the Markle claw is back, and this is not like back. This is exactly 5 years ago, in 2019, when they were still inside, like they were working royals, and they were still inside the firm itself. Maybe we could analyze this at the end of the live. Why not? Because, well, I give the royal rogue a chance. Maybe we could do that. But keeping with the insanity, Democrats are now calling for a civil war. Does this concern you? Well, just from the physiognomy, let's hear what she has to say. Maybe she's got a point. Who knows?
I want to send a message.
Yeah, you have to raise the volume.
To the Biden-Harris administration. If they see this, they see this. If other bigger creators make similar messages, that would be great. You asked us to mobilize. We mobilized. You asked us to volunteer. We volunteered in droves. You asked us to donate. We donated. Over $1 billion we donated.
And they need 20 million more. If you can send a check or two, that would be nice. 20 million. It's they need 1 billion. What is 20 million for you now?
You asked us to fight. We fought. Now stop asking us to send more money, and the fight begins now, when you know damn well the fight is now in your hands, not ours. Stop showing us that you're going to play by the rules when you know very well that they're not playing by the rules.
Yeah, they realized this when Matt Gaetz was on the table.
The rules have changed. You need to take action now. If you voluntarily turn this country over to the autocratic dictator and his clown show of an administration that he's been assembling, if you let democracy fall in this country, if you let millions of people die, and
let millions of people die, we don't know how, but well, okay.
You know millions of people will die under that administration, then your legacy and the one thing you will be remembered for in history is allowing democracy to fall in the United States.
Well, I don't think that Biden or either Biden or Harris have any sort of legacy, especially Kamala Harris. Not going to say that Biden has some kind of legacy, but let's say that Kamala Harris has a negative legacy. If Biden is 0, Kamala Harris is like -5 or -6.
The Biden-Harris administration will be known throughout history as the administration that let this country turn into an autocratic dictatorship, and you know we'll never get it back.
Oh, right, yes. There will be no more elections. Yeah, all
if
that
the
stuff.
options are dictatorship or civil war, we choose civil war. I choose civil war. Stop playing by the rules and do something.
Okay, civil war. You know that you need weapons for that. I mean, you know that you need the weapons. What are you going to use? I don't know. Incense sticks for the civil war that you pretend. And well, again, now that we mention Biden, Hunter Biden was seen on Disneyland, and well, he didn't look that well. He didn't look that well. He looked like that guy from Men in Black. You know, the one who had the cockroach mind. It was like walking like this. It was so odd looking at him like he needed an 8-ball or something, like 20 or 30 grams or something. But that was that first shot that was so odd. It was so odd to look at him like that. At least he was enjoying it, Disney. He was enjoying, but that face, like but he absolutely looks like Biden, by the way. He absolutely looks like Biden in the sense like, wait, hey, buddy, are you here? Are you here? Are you here? It's like, no, he's not. He is not here. So this is another thing that I needed to show you before we begin. You know that we usually begin with some lighter stuff, and now I stumble upon this Jaguar. You know that Jaguar is a brand, a car brand that has fallen from whatever level it has. It has one of the highest complaint rates from its owners. Many owners of Jaguar cars complain about, no, the brand is not up to par. And now, well, maybe Jaguar wants to win those clients back, and the way that they want to win those clients back is with what the F is this? I mean, I want to think that I'm mistaken, and this is not the brand of the car brand, the automotive brand. Because what does this have to do with Jaguar? Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I want to think that I'm mistaken. I'm going to make sure right now in real time. I'm going to go for Jaguar here. This is the brand. It's Copy Nothing, and I go to Copy Nothing, the website, and this is, no, seriously, where are the cars? Is this? Yes, it's Jaguar Land Rover Limited 2024, and you go to the site. I'm going to do all the way. I'm going to go all the way with this. So you can look it for yourself in real time. Jaguar. What is this? Where are the cars? I don't know, and I know this is because it's cars. Because Jaguar Land Rover Limited 2024. What is this? How are you going to sell cars? Like, oh, you know what? We have been some trouble selling cars. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that is this a car? I don't know. Is this some kind of car? I don't understand. But they want to, copy nothing, live vivid, delete ordinary. And they had like a Temu Andy Warhol here. Temu Andy Warhol painting. There you go. He paints. This is like, let's say, Temu Brigitte Nielsen with a hammer, like, it's like the 1984 ad from Apple. I don't know what kind of shit is this? I have no other way of defining it. I don't know where this comes from. I don't know how they plan to sell cars this way. Did the car pass away in shock? I don't know. Now this ain't it. This ain't it, bro. This ain't it. And by the way, I want to say something about social media. Now we're talking about this. We're talking about Rumble and how some social media and some platforms are less censored than others. And I was one, not up until very recently, like 3 or 4 years ago. Every time one new platform popped up, I was the first one to jump in and create an account there just to cyber squat the username. Cyber squatting is when you log in and create an account, for example, the Body Language Guy or Jesus Enrique Rosas, just to make sure that you own your name in that platform. But then Blue Sky, created by the former founder of Twitter, I had some resistance because I already had joined Threads, and the experience that I had with Meta products, and Threads is a graveyard. Nobody's there. Nobody's on Threads. Nobody's interacting there. But in Blue Sky, it is not only that there are many people flocking to Blue Sky, but the problem is the kind of stuff that is going there. That is this kind of things that I could be talking on the part of my show that I cannot talk about on YouTube or maybe only on Rumble. But meanwhile, there's this account, you can follow them, Lives of Blue Sky. This is on X, Lives of Blue Sky, in which they show all the insanity. It's like Lives of TikTok, but this is Lives of Blue Sky, and they share, it's like Alfred too, they share this cartoon in the sense that it is like trans right is the ones who are holding, everything else. If you let trans rights fall, then gay rights will fall, freedom of expression will fall, women's right, free love, free speech, democracy, freedom of religion, modernity, literacy, everything will fall. Civilization will fall. This is the kind of stuff we see there, which you might find amusing, but the thing that you should, I strongly encourage you to not join Blue Sky is because precisely this topic that I cannot talk about, this topic right here. And I'm not talking about Adobe Acrobat. No. So many of you know that it has to do with children. And yes, Blue Sky is in a, it is a, let's say if Reddit is the gutter of the internet, Blue Sky is right now a garbage bag that is oozing pus, right? Don't get anywhere near that. That is a biohazard. You can join X, which I'm on X, by the way. But meanwhile, just stay away from Blue Sky. I strongly encourage you to not even think of that. Not even think of that. But let's see some fun things. Let's cheer ourselves up. I found this in a VHS tape. You know that Brian Rommel is creating an AI based on only all footage, all manuals, all books. He wants to create this AI trained only on things before the internet era. It's very interesting. So he's hunting, searching for all these VHS tapes, Betamax tapes, Super 8, all books, all manuals, all vintage, and create vintage AI. And he found this on VHS tape from a few boxes at Goodwill I used to preserve history and train AI. Here's a guy who made the qualifying throw for the $1 million toss at Stargaze in 1992. He went on to do other things afterwards. This guy, you might have heard of him. Do you recognize the guy? I know that his face rings something familiar to me, but I know that I have seen him somewhere, but I have a bit of trouble getting him right. And he got the shot. They were celebrating simpler times. I always told you that I want to, if I was a billionaire, I would create a amusement park of the 80s, and you have to leave your mobile phone at the door and you get to relive the 80s all over again. And the guy was, of course, Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has this strategy. Some people are saying that this is a strategy, and this is something that actually works and something that you can do for negotiation or persuasion. I'm going to explain this. It's very clever and might be what he's doing with Matt Gaetz. Breaking. New York Times confirms, I wouldn't say that confirms, this is still allegedly, Trump is using the shotgun strategy with his cabinet appointments. What is the shotgun strategy? And I'm going to read this and then explain what this is about. Gates may not be confirmed, Trump admits. He is not going to withdraw the nomination. So there's a possibility that Gates, since there was no recess at the Senate, thanks to everyone who voted for John Thune, thank you. The president-elect is taking a fluid zone approach to his cabinet nominations, betting that the Senate won't dare to turn them all down. New York Times reports, even if Gates does not make it, the standard for an acceptable candidate will have shifted so much that the Senate may simply approve his other nominees who have appalled much of Washington. So this is how it works. It's like you have this crazy motley crew cabinet. This is like, I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. This is crazy cabinet. And you say, how are they going to be approved? And what you do is you choose one, you choose something that is so outrageous, so crazy, that you will make Robert F. Kennedy Jr. look sane. So who do you pick? You pick Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. So that is so what is the word for that? That is so outrageous. That is so outrageous that by comparison, you get to keep the rest of your cabinet. They say, oh, we will never approve Matt Gaetz, okay? But you have like pushed what is acceptable, and then Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr., they now look like acceptable. They don't look like outliers anymore. You understand, right? This is like a comparison thing, like perspective. Okay, you push for something so crazy, then your other options will get approved. That is a shotgun approach to this. And boom, this was clear from the start. Trump is throwing every outsider he can at DC. If he just nominated one or two, the Senate could make up some BS excuse that only applies to them and confirm the rest. But because of Trump is nominating so many, they can't just deprive him of a cabinet. That is, of course, a risk strategy. The Senate could, of course, not approve any of them, but that is an actual thing that you can do. That if you have these choices, maybe I remember, I'm going to give you an anecdote. From my very, very early days as a graphic designer. There was this technique that we use as graphic designers. Well, you were going to design a business card, and you usually have to show people, your client, you have to give them like 3 options. But you knew that there was one option that was the right one, but you wanted to give your client the illusion that he could choose, right? So you made sure to create the design that you know that was right for him, and then create 2 more designs that were, one was just plain ugly, and the other was just not, you know that he was going to reject it. And something that you have to do, because more than a few times, the client will, oh, I like this one, and he just picked the ugly one, and you say, sake, that this cannot be happening. But if done correctly, you're giving them the illusion of choosing, the illusion of control, and they finally pick the one that you know that is good for them. That you give them, that that kind of, oh, I'm doing something, I'm participating in this. I have many options. I have many anecdotes like that. Meanwhile, we need to address what is going on with the world. And again, not to be a pessimist, I'm hopeful for the future. Nothing's going to happen, but we cannot deny the fact that long-range U.S. missiles being fired by Ukraine into Russia following Joe Biden giving his recent approval is a thing. America does not support this increase in hostilities. We want an immediate stop to this war. We want peace. Trump will deliver, but that is from the January 20. that is January 20. This is so far away. So far away now. Russia has authorized, Putin has authorized itself to use nukes even on a non-nuclear state if a nuclear entity is backing them. Okay, so they can just use nukes if NATO, in this case the United States, is backing Ukraine. So that is the current state of things, and some warmongers are over the world are okay with this. Okay, Canada backs U.S. decision on long-range missiles for Ukraine. Canadian Defense Minister William Blair announced support for the U.S. decision to allow Kyiv to use long-range missiles to strike Russia. I am going to suggest that you stock up on iodine. Iodine, did you watch Chernobyl, the series? Chernobyl? I always have been a huge, a fan, so to speak, of the disaster, all that it entails. But stocking up on iodine could be a good idea. And in terms of preparing, in terms of prepping, so some of you are writing on X. Yes, Samantha, I can see your chat on X. Russia is building some kind of nuclear-proof shelters. Russia is building this and making sure that those are mobile and could be deployed at any minute. What is Russia doing this? Why is happening? Not to mention that some communication, you know that the internet works thanks to these huge cables that are under the sea. And two of those cables in Europe have been cut off. And there was a mysterious Chinese ship going around the places that those were cut. So yeah, things are happening so fast, very fast. But again, I'm confident that Putin is not going to do anything stupid. I hope that they don't launch that many missiles into Russia, because that's going to be a real problem. But where's Biden? People are saying, where's Biden? And we have a video of Biden. We're gonna watch a video of Biden right now. Jesus Tulsi just posted about alert about what is going on. I'm going to look for that in a minute. Iodine in my coffee and protein shake. Castellano, that is the way to go. Yes, go for your thyroid. How do you say that? Thyroid. This is good for your thyroid, especially, when there's bad iodine in the air, like radioactive wind. It's a good idea to, of course, it's not something that you can do yourself. You need a doctor, a physician, to tell you what is the right dosage for that. Please do not. This is not medical advice, but iodine is something that helps protect your thyroid in case of radioactive wind. But we need to talk about Biden, who has mysteriously disappeared from this photo. Reporters are shocked that world leaders at G20, this is a big deal, the G20, took a group photo without the President of the United States, who should be the top dog in this picture, was nowhere to be found. World leaders didn't wait for him to get on stage, and as Biden walked up, they all walked off. Maybe Biden had some kind of issue with his diapers or something. Maybe he can get some advice from Oprah, who also allegedly has had some, let's say, bowel accidents. We don't know if because of whatever she is doing with Ozempic. Not going to elaborate on that because it's so gross. But Biden was late. Reporter, where's Biden? Oh my God, America is not respected anymore. They didn't care. They did not wait for him. They were hanging out. Biden was nowhere to be found. They were shaking hands and say, all right. And they were leaving. And reporters were saying, all right, but the photo was incomplete without the leader of the free world, which should be Donald Trump, by the way. But they were so confused, as in, why is this happening? Why are you leaving? Hey, Biden is about to arrive. Biden is about to arrive. You imagine how embarrassing is this for the United States. Where is Biden? I know that Biden was glitching somewhere. Biden was glitching somewhere. Let me see if the camera, I know the camera spotted him at some point, was looking for him. Or there he was arriving. Maybe he was arriving. I know that there was one clip that they picked him up and he was so confused. He didn't know where he was. It is something that is just painful, embarrassing. That second hand. What happened with the cameraman? What is happening to the cameraman? Is this a seizure? Okay, maybe. Okay, there he is. The cameraman was repointing his camera to see that Biden had just. Hey, you miss it, buddy, was saying Castro, communist scum, right beside him. Castro, you missed the shot, bro. You missed the shot, but no, don't worry. Nobody noticed. Nobody noticed that you glitching. Yeah, you can see that. Biden was glitching. We maybe went for ice cream as well. That is a nice approach. Oh, they no longer have to pretend. That is a nice observation. This is the current state of the U.S. government. Biden was in the bushes. Biden was in the bushes. Oh no, so bad. This is so bad. You know, I'm always talking about optics, and these are the worst optics you can imagine. Now, Biden recorded this clip in I don't know where he was, in the Amazon. Biden, it's no secret that I'm leaving office in January. Why would he say that? Why would you say that, Joe? Joe, we did it, Joe.
No secret that I'm leaving office in January.
Okay, I'm going to tell you it's great that I could understand what he said and my captions work, because sometimes my captions don't work with Biden.
It's no secret that I'm leaving office in January. I will leave my successor and my country in a strong foundation to build on if they choose to do so.
Yeah, but that's why I'm approving all those missiles to just be dumped into Russia and trigger Putin, and let's see if we enter World War III, which we already know. It is a lose-lose situation. That is not going to happen.
It's true.
I hope so.
Some may seek to deny or delay the clean energy revolution that's underway in America. But nobody can reverse it. Nobody.
It's important. It is important to talk about clean energy. By the way, now that we're talking about clean energy, something that I want to point out, there's a video that I retweeted. I'm going to look for it. Because you know that when we talk about clean energy, and we will be talking about the UK farmers strike later today, we'll be talking about Tren de Agua as well. But I want to show you something about clean energy, which is so important to understand. A very good explanation of why nuclear plants are so expensive. Dr. Robert B. Hayes is about to enlighten us about this. I'm going to switch to this so we can understand what entails actual clean energy in terms of nuclear power and why it's so expensive, like anywhere between $6 and $9 billion to build a nuclear plant, and could take anywhere between 6 and 8 years to build a nuclear plant. Some plants are being built in 4 years, which is quite quick. I think the The latest one in the UAE was built in 4 years. This is why they are so expensive. And I raise the volume here.
The best analogy that I can make to contextualize this is to think about transportation. Let's say that we wanted driving to be the safest way that you could get from point A to point B. Now, if we did that, we could pass a law that says the only cars that can be sold are ones that if they rolled off a cliff and into a lake, anybody that was in that car had to be able to get up and walk away without a scratch and without a bruise. No measurable medical effects at all. If there were any, you can't see them. You can't even measure them. They're too small to even measure. Now, we could do that. But if we did, those cars would be very expensive and they would start off being made very slow. And that might sound strange, but that's where we are with nuclear right now. The law, as it stands, states that if we build a nuclear power plant and the worst that could possibly happen occurs, full meltdown, full complete meltdown, nobody in the public can have a measurable medical effect. Yes, that might require a minute to sink in. That's the law, and that's what the way they're built. That's why nuclear grade means you've got quality that is the highest you can possibly attain in terms of reliability and mean time between failures and so forth. That's the level of safety that they're required to attain. So the point is that, yeah, maybe you don't like that. Maybe you think that's still scary to not have enough radiation to cause an effect. I mean, you can still measure a dose. You can measure a dose at a fraction of background. But you can't have any measurable harm. And so that is really expensive, and it's not something that can easily be done. And since we haven't been building nuclear power plants, they're not coming out fast. And because we haven't built a lot, we can't make them cost effective in terms of being able to do them in a way that is scales appropriately. Like the car analogy, the car that would roll off a cliff. If we did a whole lot of them, they would eventually become cheap and they would be able to be done fast. But right now, that's not the case because of the fear of nuclear that's prevented us from making nuclear power plants.
Yeah, the fear of nuclear. But this was back in 2021. But right now, we know that since all these people want all this insane amount of energy that we need for artificial intelligence to be able to make memes like the one that we watch at the start of the show. Well, that's pretty much where we are. That's those nuclear plants are going forward. It's nice that we are talking about that, but it's not so nice that we were talking about Biden disappearing, but also Kamala Harris has disappeared. She is on vacation. The vice president and the second gentleman will arrive in Kalahua, Hawaii. This arrival seems like they are on vacation. So who is exactly running the country? We are on the verge of World War III. Again, I really hope it doesn't happen. Okay, I always wanted to have a villain layer, like abandoned silo to be safe, but I haven't managed to be there yet. I'm not on a bunker, so I would prefer for World War III, global thermonuclear war, for not to happen. And by the way, now we talk about, we mentioned Kamala, and we mentioned stupidity, global stupidity. Kamala Harris leads the first poll for the 2028 Democrat nomination, 41% to 8%. Kamala Harris has 41%. Gavin Newsom has 8%. Josh Shapiro 7%. 7%. Buttigieg 6%. Tim Walz 6%. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez 4%, and so forth. Kamala Harris, well, it's still fresh. People were disappointed that Kamala was not the president. Maybe they want to give her an opportunity. Maybe they want to give her a chance. By no means, after a proper primary, Kamala is going to be able to, be anywhere. So 2028 is going to be interesting in terms of the elections. It's impressive that not even 2 weeks after these elections, we already are talking about this. But Well, that's something that happens. Impressive is also headlines that are coming from Europe, in this case Germany. Jews and gay people should hide identity in Arab neighborhoods, says Berlin police chief. What? I had to check that this wasn't satire or made up. This is not made up. What is this? Barbara Slowick says some residents are openly hostile towards Jews and have sympathies for terrorist groups. So nice. So nice. And as Sol Sadka says, it took 90 years, but Jews and gays need to try and hide their identities in Berlin again. This is... I wish this was not the case. I wish this was not the case. So insane things happening in the world, and Switzerland doesn't escape. Switzerland, 17-year-old asylum seeker, an Abrodian. You remember my video about Abrodians. To coin a word that is not offensive and I can say whenever I want. A 17-year-old Abrodian from Afghanistan puts on the crown of the Black Madonna in front of praying Christians at the Einsiedeln Abbey Church. When will Christians do something about it? When will Christians fight back? I don't know. I'm a German who was born in Berlin. It's not satire. It's, thank you, Alexandra, for pointing that out. This is not satire. We wish it was. I remember Berlin. It is wonderful to see all the story of the city, but it's so depressing to see what it has turned into. Again, that is to elaborate on those topics. I need to maybe go on trouble. Maybe today I would not elaborate on that topic, but at some point I would do. But one topic that I'm going to elaborate right now is the topic of the Venezuelan gangs. The Venezuelan gang Train of Aragua. You know that there was, I told you a story, what is called Train de Aragua, because they had this huge project of create a train in Venezuela, and they put billions of dollars into it, an insane amount of money that was, of course, stolen by corruption. And one of the things that was financed with this was this colectivos, which are this informal way of the government of defending themselves, so they can blame any deaths of regular citizens on gangs. And then, well, the Tren de Aragua took off and it became a monster that the government couldn't control. And in the end, Nicolás Maduro said, you know what, let's say something. You don't attack us here, but I'm going to help you just move your operations into the United States. What do you think? Because Biden has those open borders in the southern border. I can move your people into the border. I can send you in planes right there to the Mexico frontier, and you go to the Mexico border and you just go right there. You just jump and then you begin operations in the United States. What do you think? What do you think? And all these gang leaders, these Venezuelan gang leaders who live in the jails back in Venezuela, and they are pretty much safer in there. It's something insane. They control all these operations from inside Venezuelan jails. And I have already told you that for these people, Venezuelan, los pranes, this is the name that we use for them, the gang leaders, jails are like luxury resorts. They have everything that they want at their disposal right there. But Tren de Aragua spreads to 16 states. 16 states. Remember that this report started with Colorado. In Aurora, Colorado, they already had 2 years of problems of a whole apartment complex that was taken by these guys who were wielding already assault weapons. The American people have given Trump a mandate to enforce immigration law, but Democrat leaders say they will refuse to comply. Meanwhile, the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua has spread to 16 states. There must be consequences for officials who continue to facilitate this invasion. This must be stopped. As a Venezuelan myself, I'm telling you, this is bad. This is bad. Trump should do whatever he is going to do with the cartels, the Mexican cartels, and just label them like terrorists or threaten to national security, and just wipe them out. It's that simple. It's something that you have to do. They are like rats with assault weapons. Something that you really have to do something really quick about that. And I would not be surprised that up until January 20th, we're talking about 16 states right now. Up until all the way up to January 20th, there's going to be more than 40 states with reported presence of the Tren de Aragua in the United States. Again, this is a huge interest from Nicolás Maduro to just channel all this into the United States. It's an interest of the gang leaders back in Venezuela to have operations in the United States as well. And it's interest of this absolute dickheads, damn leaders refusing to comply with Trump's immigration policy, like Katie Hobbs, Arizona governor, J.B. Pritzker, Illinois governor, Jared Polis, Colorado governor, Maura Healey, Massachusetts governor, Brandon Johnson, Chicago mayor, and Michelle Wu, Boston mayor. These people are going to, they just hate the United States. They openly hate. I cannot understand how there are Americans that openly vote for people who hate the United States. My only understanding is that those voters, they hate the United States themselves. They hate the United States themselves, but not everything is lost. We have the Representative Maria Elvira Salazar. The Tren de Aragua gang is operating across major cities in the U.S. I've been sounding the alarm for months and got them designated a TCO with Senator Marco Rubio when they first appeared terrorizing the U.S. This is a national security threat, and we must get them out. She was interviewed by Fox News. We're going to be watching that. And first, I want to generate the captions. I don't know why it doesn't have captions, but this is urgent. This is urgent because we are talking about people who have zero remorse, and are being actively protected by these governors and mayors because of reasons, because of
We know that the Biden administration has been extremely unprofessional and irresponsible when it comes to the border. And they have allowed, for the first time in the history of this country, to a transnational criminal organization to come in and just do everything they want to. Let me just give you some fun facts about these people. Right now here in New York City, they control the food distribution in the migrant shelters. Food distribution.
That's how they start. That's why all the migrant shelter stuff has to be eradicated. You have to just terminate that. Just build a lot of tents right along the border. You can have like a sandwich wall, like a wall in Mexico. Then you have some shelters and then another wall. And you have all those people in this like limbo, not inside the United States, but some shelters between two huge ass walls, and not just letting them into the cities. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't let them in the first place. They are going to begin to do this. Control food. What? Food?
Right now here in New York City, they control the food distribution in the migrant shelters. Food distribution.
How do they do that?
Well, because they have presence all over, and the other migrants are afraid. More than 500 arrests in this area in Times Square related to Tren de Aragua. They are in right now.
500 arrests, and they are arrested and then released. We already knew yesterday about people who attacked these rats who attacked the police. They resisted arrest. They were carrying an AR-15. What more do you want? And they were released 2 weeks after the fact. What more do you want? This is the chaos
Tennessee,
that they want
but
to
they
bring.
have been in Colorado, in Texas, in Miami, in Georgia. So the Biden administration now, late in the game, has assigned $12 million to go after them. But this is
That $12 million to go after them, $12 million, how many billions have been sent to Ukraine? How many billions have been, how many millions have been assigned to give food and mobile phones and shelter to illegal immigrants? That is insane. And you're gonna assign 12 million for what? For what? Just to say, oh yeah, we are, working with the local authorities to sort this thing out. That is bullshit. They're not doing anything. This is on purpose. And they will make sure to leave Donald Trump the worst possible scenario up all the way until January 19, the day before he takes the oath. That is what's going to happen. These are gonna be exactly 2 months. These are gonna be really long 2 months. The fight has already begun. The fight has already begun.
a major, how could this be happening in this country?
All right, because the Dems and the Leaves want to destroy the country because they hate everything that America stands for. They hate all the principles. We are privileged. We need to deconstruct, destroy. We have to feel guilty about everything. And this is just planted in the media to control people. It's that simple. We have people, we have the cavalry coming, like Tom Homan. Trump border czar Tom Homan reveals his first 3 priorities after taking office. First one, most important, deport criminal aliens that are most dangerous. Second one, secure the border. And third one, locate and save the tens of thousands of missing children. This is the kind of things that when you mention that, you cannot talk about that. You cannot talk about human trafficking. You cannot talk about child trafficking. And this is horrific because the open borders not only allow for the free flow of fentanyl and for more than 150,000 Americans who have died because of fentanyl overdoses, but for human trafficking, and especially child trafficking. You remember that we said that. What are those forbidden topics? What are those forbidden topics? Well, we have a combination of 2 of them right now, the invasion and the PDF file, because of this is full of monsters that are interested that this human trafficking keeps on going, and it's more and more widespread, and they are interested in those families coming in and separating the children from their families, things that they accuse Trump of. You remember that they use those pictures, at some point they used pictures of children separated from their parents, and they accused Trump of that, and those pictures were from the Obama administration. That's the kind of misinformation these outlets do all the time. That is the thing that we need to fight with actual facts.
People have wondered, how is this going to work? So how will it work?
Well, look, I think the president's been clear on the stage. As far as the deportation operation, we will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats because they pose the biggest danger to.
Yeah, the most important is the threats, the actual threats. You have the pressure in the economy, all the taxpayer money sent to those migrant shelters, that food, all that assistance. but the threats, the actual threats, that is the priority.
To the United States. He's got three rails. So we'll do the deportation operation with the priorities I just talked to you out of the gate. That'd be the priorities. Second thing is secure that border. Lock that border down and catch and release and secure the border. The third rail is we got over 300,000 missing children. That over 500,000 children have been trafficked into the United States. This administration released them to unvetted sponsors, and they can't find 300,000 of them.
Unvetted sponsors. I cannot grasp my head around that.
And based on my 3.5 decades, some of these children are in forced labor. We already found some in forced labor. Some are in forced sex trafficking. Some are living with pedophiles. We need to save these children. That's going to be the third rail.
Yeah, that's going to be very important. So you realize that the rhetoric, that the arguments of the liberals, oh, you're going to separate the families, you're going to deport everybody. No, Tom Homan is telling you what are the priorities. First, those who are a threat to the United States. That is urgent. Second, secure the border. And 3, find the missing children. If there is time left, then you begin to, maybe focus on the rest of the illegal immigrants. But I guess that with these priorities, even if you are an illegal immigrant, because again, I want to make it really clear. I have very, very, very close friends and very, very close family who are illegal immigrants in the United States. And they know that I'm doing this. And guess what? They agree with what I'm doing. They agree with me wanting Donald Trump to be the president of the United States. They agree with me pushing for Donald Trump to be the president of the United States. And they agree with this. Why? Because my family and friends who are illegal immigrants in the United States are law-abiding citizens that are doing everything by the book. Okay? They enter the country illegally, but everything else, they have done things by the book. I still wish them well, but they know that this has layers to this. This has common sense to this. Again, this should be the Common Sense Guy channel. We have to look at this in terms of common sense and in terms of sometimes, there are stories of people who might have entered illegally in the country and they become law-abiding, tax-paying, good citizens of the United States. That could happen. And meanwhile, we need to, Homan and company, they have to get rid of the rotten fruits. And in terms of rotten, it's not only rotten people, but rotten arguments. And CNN is basically the staple of everything that is wrong with media today. But let's say that I already found out who Scott Jennings is, and Scott Jennings is the voice of reason in CNN, and we're gonna hear another great take from Scott right now. Gonna raise the volume.
Think about this.
The challenge of sorting through them is mammoth. We had a hard time doing it in Iraq. Okay, our troops have had a hard time doing it in Afghanistan. Trying to ask them to sort through who's who and implement a policy like this, here in the United States is like nothing we've ever seen.
Okay, that's something that I don't know. How are they going to do it? How they're going to sort that out? How they're going to pinpoint every single of these threats to the security of the United States, of all these illegal immigrants who are an actual threat? That would be interesting. They must have a system.
I mean, hold on. Maybe the only precedent we have is internment camps during World War II against Japanese Americans. But there's not a military precedent for sorting through who on the Upper East Side is an illegal and who's not. And you're asking a 19-year-old, right, holding a weapon, who signed up to serve his or her country, to thrust themselves into maybe the most fraught political topic that we've got in this country.
Yeah, this is an argument that is quite, that he's claiming that the responsibility lies, is an allegory, of course, a metaphor, 19-year-old soldier who's going to do this. Yeah, but that soldier is going to have orders and some kind of method, some kind of plan, some kind of strategy to it. It's not like he's going to try to do it on the fly. That is a flawed argument.
People want a solution, but they don't necessarily want that one.
You twice now insinuated that Trump's going to send the military to round up American citizens, which is totally false. There are 1.3 to 1.6 million illegal immigrants in this country today who have already received deportation orders from a court.
They are. This is the tip of the iceberg, but still is something. It's like 10% of the actual problem. The actual problem, we're talking about 15 million illegal migrants, and if this is 1.3, 1.4 that have already received court orders of deportation, then you can start by that 10%. The idea is locating them, and I guess that maybe the intelligence agencies could help. You know, those 3-letter agencies that are hello, my friends. Maybe they're watching my show right now, or they put an AI to watch my show. I know that I must be on those 3-letter agencies lists twice, but whatever. I know that they enjoy my show.
You can start there. There's another population, as Mark said, that have either committed violent crimes in the United States or committed violent crimes where they came from. You can also do that. That has nothing to do with the people in your neighborhood, has nothing to do with the person in your office, and has nothing to do with whatever the hell you're talking about. It has to do with getting people out of the country who do not belong.
How are you going to deploy the military? Give me.
How are you going to deploy the military? Well, the military, the deployment is easy. The actual question is, how are you going to sort people out? I can't totally understand because I really don't know. I have zero idea. Maybe I could find out, because that's something that interests me a lot.
Give me how exactly you would deploy an active duty military unit to respond to this crisis.
I would use the military in conjunction with local officials.
But what does that look like?
Local law enforcement, county sheriffs, people who know their communities, because I assume a lot of the local sheriffs and jailers are going to be the people who end up housing some of these folks before they are deported.
Yeah, especially because in all the cities that that they have been apprehending or arresting these criminals and releasing. So they know them very well. Maybe by number of arrests, maybe those who have been arrested 3 or 4 times, you have a very good idea to where they hang out. You have a very good idea where they hang out, what do they look like, and all that stuff.
But there has
What's
to be
the task
some
and purpose? What's the mission for that young private? What is he actually going to be tasked to do? Guard a gate, or is he going to be investigating?
I don't know. I wasn't elected.
But you're sitting here on CNN saying we should do it. I think you should think out a little bit.
Again, that is another straw man argument. The bald guy is asking Scott, how is the plan? I don't know about the plan. I don't know how the plan is going to be carried out. I just know that the plan is sound and the plan has to be done. The reason of the plan, the goal of the plan is something that everybody needs. It's something that the country needs. How it is going to be implemented? Well, that's Tom Homan is going to find out a way to cooperate with the military, with the local forces to do it. But don't ask us that. We know that it has to be done. That is the actual part that we can
answer. What they actually should be required to do.
Do not belong.
It sounds real good.
One at a time. Scott, quickly.
There are millions of people who came into the country illegally, who have already received deportation orders, or who have committed some other crime while they've been here. The fact that you want to leave them in place is mind-boggling.
That is not what I said. That is not what I said.
What did you say? And what you say when you? It's like, you see that. Oh my God! I have to deal with this. I am not getting paid enough for this to deal with these morons daily. That is not what I said. That is not what I said.
The same question I asked Chuck.
Yeah.
What was the mandate from the election? As much as any issue, immigration was on the ballot. So what do you think the voters were saying on immigration?
I think the voters were saying do something about it. I think broadly across partisan lines, there is almost universal need for people to do something about it. What you do about it is a totally different story. Can I finish? Or are you guys going to jump in? I know this is.
Yeah, he's diluting his argument. There's no real argument. Voters want the government to do something. What is done is a completely different topic. Well, what is the topic? You are not seeing that. You're not giving. You're saying that that's not what I was talking about. A different topic. He doesn't have a concrete stance. Scott Jennings has a concrete stance. That's that you should be spotting when people try to, drag their ideas over and over again, but they end up not saying anything, and that is that could be a bit desperate. But this lady, she says that she wants to defend those illegal migrants herself, or at least that was what the headline said. Let's see what she actually
promise you with every fiber of my being, because I'll probably be one of those people, that if anybody comes for these people and tries to drag them out by force, there will be protests of people like me, American citizens, who are going to stand there and do everything possible to prevent these women and children.
Of course, she has to mention women and children. All right, you're going to defend women and children. You're implying that the first ones that Tom Homan is going for are women and children. And this is the way to distort the argument. Oh, we are going to defend the women and children, because this is just virtue signaling. This is virtue signaling, and she looks the part. She looks the part of that virtue signal. And I have to say, I'm going to defend those women and children when my life is necessary.
Just all who these people are.
How about the criminals? How about the terrorists? How about the convicted?
How do you sort through? How do you know who it is?
How do you sort through?
That's the problem.
You see, what about the criminals? What about the terrorists? And how does she react? Stop! I don't know. Don't do that.
How about the criminals? How about the terrorists? How about the convicted?
How do you sort
Stop!
through?
How do you know who it is?
How do you sort through?
That's the problem. I don't know who it is.
Stop. I'm sorry. I live next to these people. I can tell you they are women and they are children.
Okay, nobody's talking about the women and the children. They're talking about the criminals and the terrorists. And this mofo says again, how are you going to sort that out? How are you going to sort that out? He wants to make it seem like since it's impossible, nobody knows how to sort them out, then it cannot be done. They just want to throw a wrench into the whole process, but from their ivory tower in which we're going to defend women and children. That nobody's talking about women and children. Let's talk about criminals and terrorists, and they will not address that. They will not address that. Yes, move them with you. Move them in with you. If you are so hell-bent on protecting them, let them move in with you. Go ahead.
Terrorists among them? I don't know, but I can tell you that
neither does the government.
But I can tell you. But let me tell. Okay, but what I'm telling you right now, practically speaking, is that there will be people, American citizens, who will prevent these little kids from being dragged out of these shelters. There are. And what's going to happen to these people? What is going to happen to the military when the military opens fire on us?
But no one's...
What the fuck? Lady! What? This is... No. I really... Scott, you need to start a YouTube channel. You need to start a YouTube channel. I don't know how this guy is a hero to me. I don't know how he remains sane. I don't know if he uses some kind of help from pills or booze or something. How he does that? Maybe he doesn't do any of that. He's that great. I couldn't be on that room with such a bunch of fools, to say a simple word, saying all this. Oh, what are you gonna do when the military opens fire on us? We are protecting these women and children with our bodies. Fuck's sake, this is something that Democrats are such drama queens. Democrats are such drama queens. Who his face, he's saying, he's trying to think of a better place. He's trying to think about I don't know. Let's think about something beautiful. Think about the end of Gladiator. And let's think about the, I don't know, Lord of the Rings, when Aragorn just say, for Frodo, and he goes. Let's think about something. Think about something wonderful. Think about justice. Get me out of here. But no, you have to remember that you have to deal with this every day. Oh my God, that's when I tell you. When I tell you, no matter, even sometimes I don't feel like making lives because I don't know, maybe I'm tired, maybe I didn't sleep well. I see this. I should frame this together with RFK Jr.'s face. I should frame this and say, I am so lucky of being here, being a content creator on YouTube, X, and Rumble, and not being on that plateau. I am the luckiest man of the world. Thanks to this. Thanks to this. It says, it is impossible. Let's keep talking about migrants a little bit. And not everything is bad, because NYPD is snatching illegal vendors' products selling in a street at Roosevelt Avenue in Queens, New York. So they are enforcing law, and in a way that, you know, the things that they should be doing. Oh, but these vendors, that is their livelihood. But you know how much you have to pay in taxes and permits to sell on the street of New York? That is insane. But that's for a reason. You need that order. You cannot just go out and just prop something on the street and call it a day and begin selling. You cannot do that. You need all the permits. It's really complicated. It's a ton of paperwork, and it's really expensive. I remember that when I visited New York, I said I ate a pretzel in a very centric area, and I said, how much would it cost for this pretzel vendor to be here, to have a permit to be here, to sell hot dogs and pretzels right next to Central Park? Maybe I'm mistaken, but it was a really centric place. And I just checked out of curiosity. It was all this paperwork and so expensive. And I say, man, they really want to do that. Imagine that you do all the paperwork. Imagine that you pay all the taxes. You pay for everything. And then you see people just propping up a stand and selling everything without the right permits from health or all the stuff that is required. That is not fair. That is not fair. This is not something that should be happening. But when we talk about criminals, there are actual crimes that are happening on Manhattan, and this is a literal bloodbath. This is not the bloodbath hoax of Donald Trump. No, this is an actual bloodbath. It was horrific. Knife-wielding maniac goes on unprovoked NYC stabbing spree, leaving two men dead. Two men and one woman dead. The woman succumbed to her wounds, sadly. So there was 3 people who died. And the thing that many people are asking, just such as Risa Chowdhury, how does a serial killer covered in blood with 2 knives, not one, but 2 knives, traverse the most densely populated city in the U.S. without detection for at least 3 miles? Blood, knives, what? Murder number 1 was 10th Avenue. Then to walk here is like, all this complete trajectory is 3.3 miles. That is 1 hour, 15 minutes of walking. There was murder number 2 at 500 East 30th Street. And the final murder was in 1st Avenue and East 41st Street. How this happens? And he was apprehended only because a cab driver spotted him. And thanks to Christina NYC, things to keep in mind for those that refuse to vote in local elections because they do not want to register in any party. If you want New York City back into law and order, you know what to do. No, don't give me that line about the mental health issue. Please don't. Many of these criminals have no mental illnesses. And this has to stop. I want to make New York City great again. I want to see New York City great again. This cannot be happening. This is just unacceptable on so many levels. Something that we should be condemning in so many levels and has to stop. How do we stop that? Little by little, having this change in mind, realizing that these Democrat leaders only want chaos and virtue signaling and destroy the cities. They want San Francisco to San Francisco. San Francisco became a verb of city destruction. They want to San Francisco the entire United States. It's a good thing that Donald Trump became president, because if not, well, I don't know what would have happened in the next 4 years. But we are in this timeline right now. This timeline is going pretty well. It's going nice. Not gonna lie. It's going pretty nice. Let me check my annotations. Check annotations just in case what is going on. I want to check what is going on in real time. We continue. We need to continue. I'm going to mention, I'm going to switch the topic briefly to the UK for two things. I want to talk about the UK for two things. First, the kind of things in the UK that are happening that are just insane. Okay, this is someone who was sentenced to 20 months in jail. 20 months in jail. And you might be asking why he was sentenced to 20 months in jail. It was a tweet or a Facebook post that was, "I don't want my money going to immigrants who rape our kids and get priority." Again, that is an opinion. That is an opinion. That is just an opinion. This offense is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable, and he was sentenced to, 20 months in jail. This is the current state of the UK.
Went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants who, quote, rape our kids and get priority, end quote. This offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable. Would you stand, please? The sentence that I pass has been reduced by 1/3 to reflect your guilty plea.
It has been reduced.
The sentence is one of 20 months imprisonment.
Okay. So that is the current state of the UK. I have many more examples, but I really wanted to talk about something that is even, well, I want to say that more present, because the fact that they have this thought police in the UK is bad enough. You know that I don't live in the UK either, and I have to say that I'm lucky that I don't, because you know that the way that I have spoken about the UK government, I'm a bit afraid. I have a lot of people and lovely people in the UK. I would like to see me, and I would like to see them, but I don't think that I could enter the UK anytime soon. I already been dissuaded by my attorneys that it's not a good idea because of my posting on X and YouTube as well. I've been really critic of the UK government, and either they're going to, well, best case scenario, they turn me turn me away at the border, or they let me in and arrest me. I don't know what can happen. I don't want to push my luck in that regard. I don't want to push my luck in that regard. But if you say all the things that everybody wants to tell Keir Starmer, and you know what you're getting. And they will even say that you could get deported. Well, go ahead. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Try to deport me. I will still be talking about this because someone has to raise their voice of what is happening, not only in the UK but the whole of Europe. But the farmers, what is going on? People are saying that, okay, what's going on with the farmers in the UK? An estimated 40,000 farmers are currently en route to London. They already arrived, furious about the government's new 20% inheritance tax on farms. Inheritance tax is plain robbery. Inheritance tax is plain robbery, which will leave countless farmers with no options but to sell their farms. This is from the globalist agenda. They just want to take those lands away from them. I'm going to explain that in a minute. Farmers will be liable for an inheritance tax at 20% on farms worth more than £1 million. They claim it will force many to sell up to pay the bill, because you cannot pay the bill of the tax. So you will have to sell the farm to pay the tax, or else you go to jail. It's nice. Farmers will be withholding meat and crops from supermarkets in the days ahead and say that if they're not listened to, there will be more action to come. Do you support UK farmers? Yes, we do, and we see these developments. London is totally blocked by farmers protesting against PM Keir Starmer's agricultural policies. No farmers, no food. This is the right thing to do. Have to absolutely collapse the city. Something that has to be done. And it's great to see. I'm going to play this without sound. It's great to see all the farmers that have been reunited, assemble to protest this tax law. I'm going to explain this. And this is from Grok that helped me to understand the globalist agenda, what they want to do with these crops. Global elites, often referred to as globalists, aim to control the global food supply to manipulate populations. You control the food, you control the people. It's that simple. The idea is that you control the food, you control the populace. By owning or controlling farmland, these elites could dictate food availability, quality, and distribution, thereby exerting control over human behavior and survival. Second, depopulation agenda. A darker theory suggests that controlling farmland is part of a plan to reduce the global population. By limiting food production or altering food quality through GMOs or lab-grown foods, or maybe putting vaccines directly on food, which you know that it is a thing, they could theoretically manage population growth or even decrease population through food scarcity or engineer health crisis. Number 3, creating dependency. By seizing farmland or making farming economically unviable, the theory goes, globalists aim to push people into urban centers where they become more dependent on state or corporate control services for survival. This dependency could then be leveraged for implementing various social and political agendas. Control. Remember the chaos with illegal immigration? Control. Remember the way they seized the opportunity of the pandemic? Control. How they are trying to steal farms from farmers? Control. It's always about control. It's always about control. The Agenda 2030 plot. This is linked to the United Nations Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development. They claim that under the guise of sustainability and climate action, this agenda is really about transferring land from private owners to global entities or governments, reducing individual property rights, and ultimately pushing for a one-world government. That is the final boss, so to speak. Once upon a time, millers, farmers, wool merchants, and grain traders came here as the hub of British commerce. Our countryside came to our capital today, ruddy-faced and wondrous, and loved to see it. And we have okay, this was a video. This was not a video. I think the video was this one. Oh, this is there was Jeremy Clarkson who was supporting the farmers. It was great to see Jeremy. You can also watch his speeches everywhere, both on YouTube, but I saw them on X. Has a very great speech, a 3-minute speech. I'm not gonna play it here, but it's great to see Jeremy being the face and speaking in, and typical Jeremy edgy way about farmers' rights, being together with farmers, and he's just amazing. He's just amazing, amazing guy. Extremely smart. I haven't watched his farm show. You have recommended me his farm show. I haven't had time to watch it, but it has been wonderful to see. And we see the farmers of the future as well. We see the farmers of the future protesting. You see these kids with their tiny tractors. Was wonderful to see as well. This is how we take a stand. This is how we take a stand peacefully, which is the most important thing. Because they will always say, "Oh, they're coming with violence and all that." No, this is not about violence. This is a peaceful protest and very rightful protest, which is the most important thing. We have to support our farmers everywhere, because in France it's happening the same. And you remember that in the Netherlands it was happening not long ago. So much happening in the world. Has been a great show today. There's a couple of things that I want to cover. I thought that we could look at that video from what is this? Harry and Meghan. Remember Harry and Meghan? I'm going to take a look at that video right now. I think there was the last topic I had for today was the last topic. Yeah, that was the last one. Do a couple of things here, and let's see what happens in that video. Because why not? Let's end with a lighter topic, and I then repost that to my Royal Rogue channel. You know that I used to analyze Harry and Meghan all the time, and I thought that I had analyzed virtually every video of Meghan, but today I saw this one and I said, wait a minute, this cannot be recent. When was this video taken? Because we have an appearance of the Markle Claw. You know that whenever the Markle Claw appears, oh, that is interesting. And they were at the locker room of the Red Sox. Maybe Meghan was really excited, with all that testosterone going around, that, I'm not going to elaborate on this, but you know how the Duchess enjoys that. There goes with a hug. She's a hugger, remember? She's a hugger. And this was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and I want to mention as well, I never talk about women's appearances, but man is fair game. And I don't know how Harry, this was 5 years ago. This was in November or September 2019, way before Brexit. And you remember that Harry had already, Harry criticized William and said that, he was getting bald, and on his book, Spare. And Harry 5 years ago, man, it's not something that you could. This is 5 years ago, man. 5 years ago, you were dealing with that. Can't you go to Hungary? Is it Hungary? And when you get the hair implants, I forgot. I know that there's a country in Europe that is very famous for the hair implants, but yeah, Harry, it's I don't think that friar talk fashion is something that you could be criticizing or mocking William because he was getting involved. It's not the right approach. No, man. So they were hanging out. Meghan was, trying to be herself. And this is, I don't know what way she did this. She did this guy was saying, "Oh my God, this is such a jerk. This is such a this is such a jerk. This prince, who is this prince does he think he is?" And this is when Meghan does that Markle claw. Remember that we baptized that as the Markle claw. He was speaking. Harry was saying something. Okay, Friar Tuck was saying something. And then he turns around and looks at Meghan. And Harry, why would you look at Meghan with that side eye? Why would you look at this? Is 2019, and Harry look at Meghan with that side eye. I mean, it was a bit awkward. Meghan was saying something, and then she touches. She touches his arm, and look what happens. This is what happens. He moves his arm in a way like trying to get rid of her hand. Look how he has his arm like tense, okay, close to his body. Like, don't touch me. Don't touch me, woman. Why would Harry do that 5 years ago? Oh my God, that it is no wonder that they have such a strange relationship with all this strange body language. Like, let's see if we can see this complete. You see that he has this, he doesn't reciprocate, but still has this very tense hands and protecting his body after Meghan touched him. He was really uncomfortable at that moment. The Markle claw. Oh my God. Friar Tuck. I went, okay, was this one. See that she reaches for his arm. And the moment, look at his face. This is important to see a couple of things at the same time. This was Harry's face before Meghan touched him. This was Harry's face the instant before Meghan touched him. And the instant that Meghan touches him, he has this, all right, I could say that this is disgust. Maybe I could give Harry a pass. Maybe I don't judge Harry so harshly, but that facial expression, I always tell you, one of my favorite tips to do, and when you want to decipher one facial expression, is try to mimic that facial expression yourself. That works wonders. Will always work wonders. And then look at how she touches him, and look at his torso. He's going to spin his torso away from him. Look at his right shoulder. The shoulder is going to move away from her. Okay? And finally, this gesture. It was really uncomfortable. It's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. It was, and then trying to play it cool. Oh, nothing has happened. You know, I love my wife. She said me. My father and brother are still trapped, but I'm free. And then he does, Harry does, that gesture, he not very manly gesture, that those moments that Harry acts in a way that he looks effeminate. That's the word, right? That is the right word to use. And then he begins to rub his hands. He does that when he's nervous. We already know that. We have watched Harry so many times. We know every single of his gestures. No surprises in here, but that just being like a "don't touch me" gesture was a bit odd. It was a bit odd. The rest of the body language, Meghan did her signature, hand on chest. It's something that Meghan loves to do. I'm so signaling that she is feeling so strong about the moment. She feels so, in the zone right now. She feels so good. I thought it was the most important thing that, she touches him again. She touches him again with that, that Meghan's signature fake laugh as well. Sometimes Meghan laughs for real, not with Harry, with other men. I remember one video that I did with Meghan's facial expression that is glowing with other men, and with Harry, so few times has happened with Harry. But well, she has this fake laughter, and then he again, it's like he brings his arm away from her. Maybe they had an argument before this. Maybe I don't know how so many things that can happen. But then we gonna receive this tote bag with all the nice stuff with a tiny bat. Okay, not a good idea. She's gonna use that bat on Harry. Oh, how cute! But that was cute. That was cute. But that's what I wanted to point out. That's what I pointed out. And this guy in the back, this is us right now. No. This is something wrong with these people. There's something awfully wrong with these people. Something that is going on. You see that? And touch, and let's with Harry. It's nice. It's nice to see a video. It's not that often that I see a video that I haven't analyzed of Meghan and Harry. I thought I have analyzed them all, but again, they surface and they have nice body language to analyze, and then they pose a question. Why was this happening 5 years ago, before Brexit? I can understand this right now with all the issues and all the problems and all the actual drama around the articles, but 5 years ago, it's anyone's guess. All right, so, oh my God, today was a great show. Today we don't have heavy topics. Today we don't have ultra heavy topics to cover on Rumble or X exclusively. But at some point we will. At some point we will. Maybe not today. Still, we had a great show. Let me point out a couple of things here. Again, I'm having my X account open here. What is this? Oh, a video of Harry right now. What? It was 2 hours ago. No, I have to do this. Let's do this in real time. I have one more in me. This is let's react to this video. A video about Harry. We're talking about Harry. Let's react to a video here. This is how we roll here on the Jesus Enrique Rosas show. We improvise. I thought that we were getting done, but 2 hours ago, a video of Harry at a tattoo parlor and published by Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler. It's published 2 hours ago, so I need to cover this. Why not? It was published by Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025. I'm going to put the video ready so we can watch it. This This is nice of technology. We can do things in real time right now. And here. Yeah, I know that many of you, if I had my X timeline open, I could just go on and on. We could have a 6-hour live stream daily. And I don't know, maybe I could do that at some point. 6 hours is a bit overkill daily, but some streamers do that 6 hours daily with anything that is going on through their timeline. I'm game, maybe 3 hours. I just have to build up some stamina. I have to sleep better. That's important. And oh my God, is Harry getting a tattoo? Is Harry getting a tattoo? This is so bizarre. We are going to analyze this right now. We are going to analyze this right now, published by Invictus Games, Vancouver, Whistler, 2025. The most inking of a deal in Invictus Games history. Watch when Prince Harry, the Duke of Sausages, meets Jelly Roll 615 at its East Side Ink Tattoo. Don't miss this duo reunited in Vancouver, IG25, closing ceremony in February 16. And let's watch the video, because why not? East Side Ink. This looks nice. It's muted. Let's go.
Around, can we get you anything?
No, I'm all right. Is he going to be here anytime soon?
Oh, yeah, he should be here very promptly. I hear he's always on time.
This is where people get tattooed, right?
It is. It's the tattoo chair in the tattoo station. And you know what?
Hey, tattoos. Speaking of, what's up, man? So good to meet you. I'm such a fan, dude. Do you know, I could not believe it when they called me and told me Prince Harry wanted to get a tattoo today, and he wanted me to give him his first tattoo?
No.
This
Why
is
are you
the coolest thing.
Why are you wearing a glove?
We're giving you a tattoo about the Invictus Games.
Okay, maybe he should tattoo himself. Not tattoo himself. He should tattoo. Get the name Meghan. They're trying to make this, relatable. Make Harry relatable. That's why he was invited to the Jimmy Fallon show and had all this Halloween stint. And right now it's about the Invictus Games, and it's like a skit, like being in maybe Saturday Night Live. By the way, Saturday Night Live hasn't been really funny as of late, as in the last 10 years. But let's keep watching
about the
this.
Invictus Games.
No, I came here to ask you to do the Invictus Games. There's no tattoo in this. I can't get a tattoo.
I'll play the Invictus Games. You just let me give you your first tattoo.
Okay, it says maybe you can tattoo Harry something like this. I'm seeing in the background something that I like. Maybe that a pin-up could be nice. Like on his back, you have a full dragon with a girl, a half-naked girl with a dragon, and I don't know, a huge axe and orcs and all the stuff. Boris Vallejo stuff, a whole Boris Vallejo tattoo, and I'm getting carried away. But I love Boris Vallejo art, by the way. And Luis Royo, that's two of my favorite fantasy artists ever.
You give me a tattoo, and then you come and play the Invictus Games.
That easy of a deal.
All right, screw it. Let's go. Let's do it. Where do you want it?
We got to go for the neck.
The neck?
Yes.
No, I was thinking like my lower back or my ass.
Oh, that is so gay. Fuck. Why are you? This is okay. This is the kind of things that I'm. This is going on my Roger Rogue channel. This is going on my Roger Rogue channel, and you know that my Roger Rogue channel is family friendly, but you can tell a lot about the kind of tattoo that people get, and where do they want their tattoo. Why would you, in your sane mind, as a man, want a tattoo in your lower back? that is gay. That is no other way to say it. We already went from saying that Harry had this effeminate. I wanted to be polite. I wanted to be polite about this effeminate gestures. He went all Justin Trudeau with his gestures. With that Cass Trudeau is also you catch my drift, right? But I maybe my lower back or my arse. Someone wrote this. Someone wrote this script. I hope it was not Beth Hurley. I miss Beth. Of all my videos of Royal Road, I could play Carpenter's music right now. I miss Beth Hurley. I especially liked the times when I analyzed the articles and Beth Hurley just pop up and why do birds suddenly appear? But Beth hasn't appeared in a while, so we have to deal with Harry having a tattoo on his lower back. How gay is that? I don't know, but it's from 1 to 10, it must be like a 9. And maybe somebody thought that it was going to be fun. Maybe it was Meghan, the one who wrote this script, because you know how much the Duchess wants to mock Harry in every way, or let himself be mocked in every way.
Nobody wants to see your hair.
Yeah, man, some common sense in the world. Thank God.
I mean, that's the place where no one's going to see it.
This is for the world. I'm thinking like, here, let me just show you.
Yeah, well, the world saw Harry's butt that time in Vegas, but nobody wants to see him like that. Maybe we could see him in a Nazi costume again. That would be a nice blast to the past. Remember that he blamed Catherine and William for that Nazi costume, but no, nobody wants to see his butt. I meant that I not even Meghan wants to see his butt.
Wait, have you done this before?
But you practically, pretty much. Trust me, man. You wouldn't want nobody else doing this but me.
A small one, yeah.
Like a baby getting its first haircut. Just
okay. Yeah, I should have had it on my okay. That feels big, man.
Commitment.
That feels. That is what she said. I can imagine you know that I have someone over at YouTube that helps me with content and gives me advice. Is that she's about to call me right now. Jesus, what are you doing? What kind of content is this that you're making? We thought that you made family-friendly content. I cannot help this. This is comedy gold. This is comedy gold. I had to go there. That's royal prick to you. Biggest baller, very biggest baller. Yeah, that feels big, man. What is this? Harry, absolutely. Harry 100% went to those Diddy parties. Harry's not worried. Harry's not worried that Donald Trump became the president because of his visa status or the documents and all that stuff in the ayahuasca. He's not worried about that. He's worried about the Diddy tapes that are going to be exposed. And no, we don't want to see his butt or any body part whatsoever.
Ah! Whoa. This is why they love you. This is going to be huge, man. I'm telling you. What's that? It's awesome, right?
Dude, it's enormous.
Invictus games are enormous.
Oh, that was fun. Not gonna lie. That was funny. Okay. That was worth it.
Games are enormous.
Man. What does that say at the bottom?
The bottom?
Is that your name? Does that say Jelly Roll?
No.
You put your name on my neck?
You know what? I gotta go. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in Vancouver,
Are you
Prince.
serious?
I'll be there. Appreciate.
That was that last part was nice. not gonna lie, but from 1 to 10 was 6.5. We're gonna give it 6.5. 6.5 is nice. So that was commitment. That was commitment of Harry to depart. Meghan could never. This is what Meghan doesn't like. That when Harry really can relax, and you know what helps Harry relax? The fact that the Duchess is not around. You know, that Harry relaxes and he can have a good time and even maybe get a tattoo in his arse, whatever. But that's something that Harry can do when Meghan is not around. When Meghan is around, we know what happens. And Meghan, in general, she cannot, let go of the Duchess part. Yeah, of course it's fake. It's a fake tattoo. It's not for real, I guess. But that last part was nice. It was the middle was a bit gay, but the rest was nice. I could still would like to know what you think about this in the comments. That was something refreshing from the Harkles for a change. All right, so let me see if there's any other thing that we can check out. This is what I tell you. I have so much fun on this on these videos, on these shows, that they could last hours. Saltzilla tattoo. Oh my God. No regrets. Yeah, no regrets. No, but he has regrets with Meghan. Let's see your super chats. Anita C. Sleeping Face. Thank you, Anita, for your super chat. And Samantha is one of our mods. Jesus, fantastic live stream. We are loving it. Thank you for pointing out these horrors with levity and a lovely community. The most important thing is the community, Samantha. This is just great. I'm always watching on your comments, and I'm just glad that we're having a good time. We are enjoying themselves. There's a lot that we need to address in these days. A lot of this happening. Some doomsday scenarios that I'm sure they will not materialize. And meanwhile, we can have a laugh or two. We got 2 hours today, just like that. This is the magic of being with you, because this show is all about you, my lovely body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And until we meet tomorrow on episode 24, remember the most important words: much love and bliss. Take care and be safe. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.